Welcome to my life. Waiting for the bus. So, what are we going to talk about while I wait for the bus? Couple months or whenever they had election in Canada. Okay. So everybody was saying, oh, Pierre Oliver, whatever his name, is going to win. Because everybody wanted Trudeau out. So they kicked Trudeau out and they replaced him with whatever his name, Kanye or whatever. But Trudeau was that bad, then Kanye is like way worse than Trudeau. Because I bet if Trudeau was there, he would have a deal with the US. There wouldn't be all that tariff on Canada. Canada is so hard, man. You have with your country where you have a job, you have a good standard of living, and so you move into North America in this present time. Because all the countries they used to say, oh, standard of living low, well, been living here since 2013 and it's changed dramatically since COVID. Everything is different. Everything. Nobody's addressing the amount of homelessness and drugs, mental people on the street. So yesterday I was coming home from work and there was this young lady in the bus stop. No, listen to me. Where I come from, the only drug I know of was weed, because in the car when we go with, so that was the only drug I knew of. I had never seen crack or cocaine until I was in my 30s. I know. And then coming to North America and just like seeing people shooting up all over the place. And I was like, if I had to leave, I would never move from the Caribbean to come into that concrete jungle. But I could always go back. I know. After retirement. Heck, I ain't gonna stay there all my life. Too crazy, man. They got all the money in the world, they say, quote unquote. But yet still, they still live worse than countries that do not have money. They have all the opportunities, and people are hooked on whatever they want to get hooked on. Because where God does not exist, the devil does. And the devil like chaos, he like nastiness, he don't like cleanliness, he don't like people clean soul, he like people dirty soul. That's why he after the worms of the thing. People in North America, they don't want to hear about God. Just to them, God is a phantom. He does not exist. But just in case he does exist, and he does, because in our heart, you know how I know God exists? Because in my heart, there is peace. I do not want to do wrong. I want to live right. I want to be of good. I don't want to do bad things. When sometimes we as human beings we feel because we are in a fleshly body. Our spirit is housed in a fleshly body that sometimes trying to wage war against our spirit. So we have to fight battles every day. Every day is a battle. But even though every day is a battle, God always there to make sure that we win that battle. And my opinion is some people just love drugs. I do telling you some people not having got issues, mental health, maybe some was abused and whatever. But some people they just love drugs. They just love the high. So Canada need more of God. They need more good. Too much drugs, man. Some people, in my opinion, the worst thing they ever did was to legalize weed. No, the weed they have here, it's not like grown like in the Caribbean. Weed is grown out in the sunshine, not under light. But when you grow weed under light, it's like more potent. Because sometimes you see people smoking, right? And as soon as they put that in their mouth, you hear them coughing. But that is not what our weed in the Caribbean does. It's mellow. There's a lot of people who use it when they have asthma. It is to cure asthma. Like my grandparents, like of old, used to make tea with it and give it to the kids when they have asthma attack. If you use it for useful purpose, then fine. But abusing it, and so now they have like the oil, which is like so addicting. So